Every year, the Secretary of State designates particular countries that violate religious freedoms as countries of particular concern, and this being a part of the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998. Now Pakistan is on that special watch list due to its treatment of Christians and other religious minorities. This is one tragic example being that last month in December, just before Christmas, when gunmen and suicide bombers killed at least 11 Christians at a Methodist church in Pakistan. Earlier, I spoke with Jordan Sekulow, the executive director for the American Center for Law and Justice, about Pakistan being put on notice. All right, well, Jordan, what does this mean for the U.S.-Pakistani relationship and for Christian minorities overseas?
So it's unique, Patrick, because instead of just throwing Pakistan right onto the general countries of particular concern list at the State Department. And listen, there are some countries on there that the U.S. has very good diplomatic and even military security relationships with that we know are very bad when it comes to religious freedom. Saudi Arabia probably is the standout there, a U.S. ally that is on the countries of particular concern list. There's a new secondary category. And Pakistan is the only country that's ever been put in this category. It's only been there since 2016 by Frank Wolf when there was an amendment as he was coming out, that congressman who was such a champion for religious freedom, amended the International Religious Freedom Act to allow for a new category of countries of particular concern, so special watch countries that may not meet all of the rigorous criteria to be a CPC, country of particular concern, when it comes to religious freedom, but are getting pretty close and should be put on notice. So it means two things. One, you try everything you can to change this problem of religious persecution in the country without imposing anything that would cause diplomatic issues, especially when it's countries that we work with, like Pakistan. That's gotten worse, obviously. And then second, if you can't do it that way, you impose economic sanctions or you remove funding to the country. Right. So in Pakistan's case, what we have seen is at the same time the State Department listed Pakistan on this special watch list for international religious freedom, the government, the U.S. government and Congress has also, through the executive branch, pulled the funding to Pakistan when it comes to security funding. So not all funding that goes to Pakistan in every issue, but all of the kind of national security and joint funding that goes there, Patrick, has been pulled. So this has already had major consequences for Pakistan. And I will tell you, we have an office in Pakistan, Patrick. That's why this is close to our heart. Right. All of the cases that we handle are criminal cases. Most of them are like death penalty cases. And it's because Pakistan has two problems. One, they let violent mobs kill Christians. So it's not necessarily the government doing it, but they allow it to happen. And then second, they have laws on their books which incentivize bringing people to court for things like blasphemy, which can carry, as again I said, the death sentence.
Well, tragically, this could all get worse before it gets better, because there are currently, as you mentioned, a large number of Christians currently on death row in Pakistan for blasphemy. Now, all the while, these extremist groups in the area keep tabs and enforce these laws there, and Pakistan obviously not helping on the radical Islamic front either.
That's right, and I think that is the key. The people in prison under laws that are being, these laws are bad to have blasphemy laws in any kind of country you want to work with, but they're actually letting it be imposed in individual matters. So it's not the state necessarily bringing you up. What happens is the Christians and other religious minorities in Pakistan, not just Christians, but they're the biggest minority group, they left India when there was the partition because they were so low in the caste system. And they thought it would be better in a majority Islamic country that didn't have a caste system. And so they went to Pakistan. And that was the case for a long time until the radicalization of Pakistan has occurred. It's gotten worse, as you said, Patrick. So because of that, all it takes, usually this is the lower class in Pakistan. Not always speaking, there are exceptions like there always are, but the Christians happen to be a lower class. So a lot of times they're working for Muslim employers, or they're working in households as like cleaning people, as maids, as nannies, and when the people want to get rid of them, or another nanny who may be a Muslim or a maid that is a Muslim wants them gone and wants their money, they bring them up on a blasphemy charge, and that's all it takes. And you're in jail. And that's happened to someone that like Asia Bibi, who spent more than 5 years on death row. She's got kids. And it was just somebody working out in the field with her accusing her of blasphemy. Literally, another person. So it's the government allowing that to happen.
All right, always thanks to Jay Sekulow with the ACLJ. Now again, following December's terrorist attack in which 11 Christians were killed in Pakistan, the State Department has officially suspended aid to Pakistan until the Taliban is ousted from that region.
We can use your help. Call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call today.